thrown into the trash, all kinds of things. But if you send your materials to the Georgia Archives, then your folks like Becky and Hunter and I can go back and find what Albert King did.
I think he was superintendent of schools in that county, from around it.
Yeah.
That's what he was, superintendent of schools.
Robert, you want to tell us a little bit about C. Bay? You want to tell about your lives?
No.
He brought it with him. Rob has not had the privilege of hearing the ghost stories about Cedar Lake.
We'll hear them later.
Okay.
We'll talk to Rob.
All right. This is, you know, the place that we live is so important to us. And John, my grandfather, John Dozier, built this house on Dozier Street. And this is a picture of it a long time ago. And I used to live there. I visited them. And then it made us all so sad when the house burned. And now, you know, there's a vacant lot there. So nothing from there. But that's a part of our history.
That is part of our history. She climbed a tree and fell out of it, and that's what killed her. I think
it was Gary told when I was
yeah, she fell out of the tree or something. She climbed a tree.
Jean helped with this today. She and I were together, I should say. But anyway, when I went down one night, Perry was late and he was playing. I said, I can remember. And I said, little bitty lady, and he said, well, she would have always, she'd lived a lot longer. She hadn't fallen down the tree at 8 because she climbed the tree to get
Climbed
on
a tree there all night.
Well, the rest of that story was that she asked her 3 boys to shake those pecans down. She just gave them so many days to do it. And then when they didn't, she got there shaking pecans down herself. So, son, be sure to do what your mother did.
Even your mother quiet over there.
Carolyn could tell you a lot about Sister Carrie, whom she's named. But she was a very special person to us. She was the daughter of John Green Dozier and Iris S. Dozier. And I have a picture of her in August 1907 at White Oak Campground. She was an accomplished person. She graduated in music and art at Canal in Gainesville. She sang in weddings, of family weddings. She played the violin and the piano. She was an accomplished person. And she was their dear. But anyway, I think that I want to tell you something that a lot of you already know, but I think it's fun to hear about this. This is out of the Thomson paper. And this is a picture of her. She was a beautiful woman and a horsewoman, a very talented person. But here's what the paper says. Thomson, Georgia, October the 4th. I've forgotten what year. Special. And the headline is, her engagement announced, she elopes with other fellows. Thomson, Georgia. Dan Cupid did another handspring Tuesday when Miss Carolyn Lois Dozier and Mr. George Lawrence Young, both of Thomson, were united in marriage at Messina, just 4 miles from here. Reverend J.M. Talkington performed the ceremony. No hint as to their intentions was given when the young couple, accompanied by few close friends, left for an automobile ride Thursday evening. Mrs. Young is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. John Green Dozier, and only last week invitations were issued for her marriage to Mr. Walter Gardner of Providence, Rhode Island on October 9th. So, sister, they said that her trousseau had come in on the train and that everybody was getting ready for a big wedding in Thomson, Georgia. And now they're going to call town. Okay? Everything is in it, but I want some of the others to share. Right. Something.
Adele, as she's talking about Carolyn, do a good thing.
Yeah.
reminiscing, listening to his reminiscences. And so he was particularly proud of his sister, Carol, and he would tell me about some of their young days. One of the things he got out was that he was proud of her musical abilities. And then I discovered that there were other Doziers who were musical as well. And this clarinet has a monogram on it that says, I think it says H-H-H. H-E-D. And it has 1840, what did we find? 1848, A-G-D. So I would think Albert Green Dozier was the first one to play this.
I saw this down there. It has one lift on it. I can't figure how you play it.
And so we wondered, if it might have been just for him.
I have a picture of that while we're here. Oh, that's great.
How about this? I promise not to read anything about Roger's scrapbook that Lana helped him do and did part of the work, maybe all of it, when he was at her home in the hospital down there in the early 70s. Has report cards. It has when he bought his first car. It has his, and some other material I have that was not pinned down, so it's an envelope that I'm going to sit on it. His war ration book, his draft notice, his, all of these other things that were there. You will also, a good many family pictures that you will want to see that will take you back to a time that you knew more about than I know, at least for some of you it will. I'm going to put this with it, and for those of you who are quite young, I think you might want to know that Roger was also a writer in the family. And this is an article that he prepared for the Beacon, which was a CCC publication. And this was his first employment, when he was out looking for a job. And its appreciation stands out, and I think that in today's world, well, I don't know how many people in today's world are looking for jobs and there aren't any jobs. You will want to see this. So this goes back to the early years, and then for the better year, the two pictures. You'll know about them too, but you don't have to have history to know about them. Thank you. Just anyone else have anything else?
Does anybody know, was this a hair ornament? It belonged to Sister. I'm sure it's not valuable. I don't expect it to be, but does anybody know it's something that belonged to Sister Carol? And it's pointed and sharp here, and I would use it like a bell, but a friend of mine who's in the jewelry business said it's a hair ornament. Does anybody know that it's never going to be?
It has a pearl at one end.
It has a pearl and looks like a bug of some kind, and two. I don't know what it's made of. Well, maybe a bun, because a sister. I don't know. I don't think it's a hat pin, but it's old. Maybe it's a black squirrel.
One in particular, my grandpa, when we lost Dozier, here in the depot, when we got that far, where he used to work. his initials are engraved in the back.
I think I have gotten a promise from Roger that he'll make me a copy of that.
Got my name there.
Who was it stood up, stood up on his now?
Hey, I wanted to say something. This is my daughter, Emma Dozier.
I know that you were not anyone who was showing and telling the babies on.
But she's 21 months. This is her mom. We brought some stuff along, and I'm not sure where we got it. But anyway, this is my dad, John Dozier, here. And we belong to the Sturgis Dozier side. That's my granddad. And Sturgis, Lacey, or Iris Sturgis, who married John Dozier, she was the daughter of William Andrew Sturgis. Now, I'm only reading the stuff that he put together. I can't believe that except I wrote it down. Anyway, I brought a deed from this is dated 1881. I got a whole packet of stuff here, but evidently the Sturgis side, they like messing with land a lot. Anyway, this is a deed for some pieces of land out here in Columbia County here, near around here someplace.
We bought it from the Sturgis family.
No, fine. That's how you all kind of got, we all got the hoops together. Anyway, I got some of these old deeds to show or show off later if anyone's curious.
That's right. I want you to do a Larry kind of go on some stuff, and I want her to stay back in that green hall and, and visit and find out all these things. That's how you find out the truth. Yes. John came last year from California and again this year, and I think that speaks quite well about it, yeah, and he was going to come back and he
Like
did not
Anthony,
bring
my wife,
his
Francis,
she could
Anthony.
believe.
You're married?
We'd like to have it, want us to talk about reunion again. I feel like this is a good time of year. The weather's not cold and it's not too hot. Children have got out of school, people have started vacation. What do you think that if we set this the fourth Saturday in April every year, do you think that's good or somebody else has a better idea?
Several of my family have run into junior, senior banquets.
And it's
Right now, of course, my generation, they're going on now. In a year or two, I won't have any more grandchildren. But in the next group, I don't know who would be involved in. See, but he's really got two of mine right there.
All right, well,
They
maybe,
know.
okay, is it all, do they always have a junior, senior? I've been, for a long time, my family. Do they always have it at the same time every year?
Well, they're both involved in two different areas. It's about this school. And graduation too, if they go graduate the seniors.
But you see, that's usually later.
Yeah, that's the rate.
That's last year.
Yeah, but this just happened this year. I don't know if it might ever happen again.
What, Jean?
Several reasons to make an alternative committee.
Hot. That's hot, late. That's hot.
well, at 86. And she has the initials and the birthday of each one of my grandchildren and the great-grandchild. So it is history. It will be, see, but it's all,
I think it's nice for you to know.
and she made it, so, and she's the only granddaughter who's ever given me something she made. And I have 7 of them, but she was the oldest, so maybe I'll get some more. Yeah, maybe I'll get some more. Well, that's the first one. And then I did want people to know I'm a military police. So they got to behave themselves today. Somebody asked me to go to bed.
And you can put a little competition in it and look at it as it goes by. I only have a little money left for last year, and I think we'll have a little more this year. Anthony's
Look at this. Well, there's one I'm dressed. Look. That's when she's showing the other one.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Don't you think Aunt Lois? I think she looks like. There you are. Big eyes. I always thought she looked like Betty Rose. She mentions all these people. They would not they would not have an appreciation for these names like Harry. You know, because Harry knows every one of them as he grew up. But anyway, let's think. I'm so glad you brought that camcorder. That's terrific. Yes. Right. Zero in on that house if you can. That was where Icy and Daddy John lived.
Now, there we go. See,
There it is.
That's the
That's
one.
it.
But it's different than the big one.
Let me put it up.
Who's that?
We're not
Sure.
sure. We think
But is it, I have a picture of his name.
see, that is
Name's on the back of this picture. This is the one I have. I'll show it to you. I'll take it out if you want.
Oh, okay.
All right.
But who wrote his name on the back? Did you use your eye or?
Amanda's, you know, she snuffs the place. She's got a feud, you know. You know what happened, right?
No, I don't know what happened. What happened to Amanda?
Well, Amanda caught William Smith fooling around. That's right. So Amanda told Helen.
Yeah.
And Helen died on the spot. So now Perry wouldn't speak to Amanda. Now Amanda and William got back together, but they never came to the reunion. What's that, wait? Go say what I don't think. Hey, gal. What a shot. Okay. Wow. We have. That's our
Yeah, those are 2 L's.
How are we going to remember all these people, Rob?
I don't know. I hope the name tag gets in the picture. So.
Right.
We'll see now. He's there for sure.
Yeah, probably. I met his daughter.
All right, it's good. I think that's one of the reasons that they try to have a it's hard to get them in fellowship on that child insurance. Somebody might recognize me.
Oh, hell. You'd break it. You know that.
Well, that's true, too.
Tell me a little bit about that.
It was, Daddy, that is for he was the first one. I think his money made, now see, that's a picture of a picture, and I don't know where the original is.
Gave on a black eye. And I got a black door on it, and
Yeah.
Help us to take time in our busy lives to contemplate on these things and be grateful to thee for thy many blessings. We're grateful that we could gather here today as a family. Be with us as we fellowship together. Help each one of us to be a better person as we go through life, be a better witness for thee. These things we ask in thy name.
Some of you know that I am an elementary PE teacher, and you don't ask me to do something like this without playing a game. So we're going to play a real easy game, first thing to get everybody loosened up this morning. It's called That's Me. And I'm going to read a statement, and if it pertains to you, all you've got to do is raise your hand real high so everybody can see it, and yell, That's Me. Okay? I have on shoes. That's me. I have on something blue.
That's me.
I am related to someone here today. I live in the state of Georgia.
That's me.
I traveled here from out of state today.
That's me.
And where are y'all from? Tennessee. My father is here today. That's me. My children are here today. That's me. My grandchildren are here today.
That's me.
My great-grandchildren are here today. No great-grandchildren. I'm married into this family.
That's me.
Lucky folks.
Well, the next one is I am glad I married into
That's me.
Not sure, huh?
Having second thought.
I have seen people today I haven't seen since last year at the reunion.
That's me.
I can name everyone here today without looking at name tags. I have an uncle here today. I have an aunt here today. Y'all are getting weaker. Couple more. I was not at the reunion last year.
That's me.
I am a preacher. We're looking for somebody to say the blessing.
But it had, it's informative. Second annual Dozier Reunion, Thomson, Georgia Depot, April 23rd, 1988. Adele Dozier Adams, chairman, Post Office Box so-and-so. Jean Dozier, Miss Perry, co-chairman, Harlem, Georgia. Adele presided. Jean was in charge of registration. One person who responded with regrets to the invitation was grandson of Louise Dozier McDaniel. He is Presbyterian minister, Dr. George Paul Whipple, Route 2, Box 1040, Front Royal, Virginia. Parents and grandparents announced birth Century Reunion, January the 24th, 1987. And there are 7 who were born that year. Please correct me. I have a pencil, and I can make corrections if you will please correct me anytime I'm reading this. Brandy Elaine Valner, born September 25th, 1987, to Deidre Elaine Dozier Valner and Robert T. Valner, Jr. Grandparents are Ralph Julius and Carnice W. Dozier. Is that all right? Mary Heath Goodyear, born April 1, 87, to India Ann Dozier Goodyear and Tommy Goodyear. Grandparents are Percy E. and Marietta Dozier. Number 3, Benjamin Allen Jordan, who is here today, by the way. That's Benjamin. Benjamin. Excuse me. Benjamin, please excuse me. Benjamin Allen Jordan, born December 9, 1987, to Jerry Jordan and Cynthia McGahee Jordan. Grandparents are Jimmy Jordan and Iris Cathcart Jordan. Number 4, Erin Dozier, to John Terrence and Carol Dozier, born October 27, 87. Grandparents Vernon Dozier and Annie Ruth Bell Dozier. Number 5, Edie Carey, born February 11, 1987, to Carol Jean Collins Carey and Dewey Carey. Grandparents Edith Smith Collins and Eugene Collins. Number 6, Emily Ann Lemon. Lemon, L-E-M-M-O-N. Born September the 8th, 1987, to Valerie Collins Lemon and Robert Lemon. Grandparents Edith Smith Collins and Eugene Collins. Number 7, Sarah Camille Stovall, born October the 30th, 87, to James Philip Stovall and Beth Stovall. Grandparents James T. Stovall and Camille Smith Stovall. You mean I didn't have any corrections? Pretty good.
It's a place to tell you that George Whipple was here yesterday from Philadelphia.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And you could not stay over till
I thought he
today?
was going to spend the night.
Oh.
He was picking up another relative from Atlanta, so he must have gone home from Atlanta. I misunderstood him, but I thought he was coming back here. But he was at my house yesterday.
Well, my goodness, I'm sorry we missed it.
Yeah, he's from Virginia.
Name. Yeah.
And he's got a...
The following have died since last we met. Bonnie Smith, husband of Ida Francis by Lane Smith, Winfield Community. Anita Cheney, daughter of Waylon Cheney and Dorothy Dozier Cheney, Morgan, Georgia. Adele had family, and that's the list. As far as I know, those are the only 2. We really do need to ask people to give us, as soon as I get through, information about these things. Adele had family history books for sale and 25 copies of Family Tree. Then Show and Tell. Adele Dozier Adams. Silver Bowl, which Ruby Willingham, who is Carrie Dozier's neighbor on Jackson Street, Thomson, Georgia, gave her. This was a wedding gift to Jane Powers Dozier when she married Albert Green Dozier on August the 17th, 1837 in Oglethorpe County near Lexington, Georgia. Now she has held on to that a long time. 1837. That's real heirloom. Josephine Huddleston Dozier. Watch fob made out of Lula Humphrey Dozier's red hair. Pictures of Lula H. and Albert Dozier and Ida Wilkes Dozier. Edith Smith Collins. A ring she received between ages 12 and 15. This opal belonged to her grandmother, Camille Dozier Smith, who received it on her 16th birthday. Camille was mother of Lloyd Smith. Lloyd Smith, an invitation to wedding of Ida Camille Dozier to John Edward Smith. Lloyd told about his grandmother Ida Wilkes Dozier, Mrs. Thomas Dozier. There were about 50 phones. Oh, this is the tale that Lloyd told. There were about 50 phones on the party line, and Grandma Dozier answered the phone every time it rang, even if it was not her ring.
If she didn't hear what they said, she'd say, huh?
How do you spell let's see. She would listen to the conversation, and since she was hard of hearing, she would break in and say, I do wish you would talk a little louder. I can't hear a thing you're saying. enjoyed a good laugh. Lally, Dozier Jones. Old pictures with no names. And I'm going to stop here and tell you that I brought one picture that I'd like identified, and it's on the lower part of this bulletin board. Please look at it and see if you can help me identify that person. Assistance in identification was requested. Picture of Carol Lois Dozier Kane, who sang at Camille Dozier Smith's wedding and at Bertie Dozier Lane's wedding. Newspaper clipping about Carolyn Dozier eloping with George Young after invitations had been mailed and gifts received for her marriage to another person. Picture of an old house located behind Nancy and Joe Dozier's house off Dozier Road, Columbia County. John Green Dozier and Iris Manola Sturgis Dozier lived here after they married June the 3rd, 1885. Hunter Dozier said it was a tenant house and now is used for hay storage. Josie Hall Dozier, Mrs. Albert, said that Charlie, one of the hands, lived there. He and his wife had twins and named one of them Joe. Josie was called Miss Joe when she was teaching, but after his birth, she went back to Josie. Anyway, the next thing, the account of the funeral of Carly Smith Dozier, Mrs. Walter, by Lois Dozier Norvell. Picture of a quilt made by Dozier ladies in about 1890 in Columbia County. The quilt burned with Rose Hill in 1977. Next item, the diary of Reverend Nicholas Powers, giving information about his sailing to America from Waterford, Ireland on 24th April 1800. He was the father of Jane Margaret Powers, who married Albert Green Dozier. By the way, I've just gotten back from Dublin, Ireland, where I looked up the Powers, and more information about that later. Jean Dozier, Mrs. Terry. A wood, handmade clarinet which belonged to Albert Green Dozier. Albert Green Dozier lived 1819 to 1862. It had, with initials AGD carved on it. This was her father-in-law. No, her father-in-law, Ewart Sturgis Dozier, gave it to her. Then Sarah Dozier, Mrs. Roger B. A scrapbook made by Lally Dozier Jones about Roger B. Dozier, including report cards, World War II ration cards, draft notice, and pictures. An article in a CCC publication written by Roger showing appreciation for the CCC program. Some of us are old enough to remember about that. Carolyn Dozier Davis. A hair ornament belonged to Carolyn Dozier Kane, which was in the shape of a bug. Roger Allen Dozier. A picture of Obedience Rogers Dozier, Obie, working at the teletype desk at the Thomson Railroad office. Obie's railroad watch, which was made from a $50 gold piece. John Dozier showed off his granddaughter, Emma Dozier, a family tree he had made, and a deed of land in McDuffie County. Then Josie Hall Dozier, a framed family tree made for her by her granddaughter, Anita Cheney. That's all of the people who had show and tell. Josephine Dozier told of a day Albert Dozier King spent with Lula Humphreys Dozier and Allie Dozier. He wrote a 3-page letter thanking them for the day. And we are indebted to our cousin Albert for biographies and pictures which he placed in the Dozier family file at the Georgia Archives in Atlanta. Then someone was telling about Iris Manola Sturgis Dozier. It seems she asked each of her 3 sons to shake the pecan tree. She climbed the tree, a limb broke, she fell, and broke her hip. She died a few weeks later on November 20, 1932, at age 73. That's a warning for us as we approach that age not to get up the pecan. She was a spunky lady. The cousins who came the farthest were John Sturgis Dozier and his wife Fran from California. Fran is originally from England. Second from the farthest was Robert Dozier and wife Erica and daughter Emma from Maryland. Third from the farthest, Carolyn Dozier Davis and husband Hank from Franklin, Tennessee. Then Eleanor Dozier Gibson remarked that she had enjoyed hearing about the past generations and would like to know more about the current generation. A show of hands indicated that the cousins will complete and return family group sheets if they are mailed with invitation to the next annual reunion. And I'm going to stop right here and tell you that I have some family group sheets with me. If you fail to return those to Roger and India Ann, then you can catch up on that little duty while you're here. Contributions were accepted to defray the cost of the depot and the postage and so forth. About 65 cousins were dismissed to partake of a wonderful covered dish luncheon. Adele announced that next year, India Ann Goodyear and Roger Allen Dozier will be in charge of the reunion. Iris Jordan took notes at the reunion. She and Lally Jones have collaborated in writing these pages. They have been reviewed by Sarah Dozier and Josephine Dozier. We ask that you will send additions and corrections. A good account of a reunion can be interesting in this and future generations of our Dozier clan. Respectfully submitted. Lally Dozier.
Is this the place over her place, which is known as the Collins place? Down. And then this year, about 5 weeks ago, her husband died. I do not know that this was their reason for coming to Winfield. I have a feeling it was the same thing. He was cremated, that they brought the body, but we will learn later if that's true. But that was my understanding it would be done. But I did not know the other until later. It was confirmed later that was, and I think that was the trip yesterday was to do that. But they did not tell us before, and they did not tell me this time. But Lally did learn it and confirm it, the other before, about Louise. And I'm sure that that's what happened yesterday. But see, they did not tell me this. I'll have to confirm that. It's the only thing. But I failed to say, too, that with George Whipple, who came from Virginia, his mother, Mary, was with him. She's from Philadelphia. And her new husband, now, Julius can get you that name. I don't know the new husband's name. What is it, Julius? I don't know. I don't know the new husband's name. Is that terrible?
We've got it in the file. Lally had it last.
Well, if you have it in the file,
It's
that's
in the
good.
file, but I'm
Well, anyway, I had never met him, so he was with them yesterday. And I was real pleased because I had not met him. So we had them from Philadelphia and Virginia yesterday. But see, they did not tell me, and they knew about this, but I thought they were going to meet this girl in Atlanta and bring her back today. But they must have gone on, but I'm sure that's why they came now. See, I mean, I feel pretty sure, but I don't.
How long ago did Everett die?
5 weeks ago, the day before I went in the hospital, the last time they called and told me.
I did not even know about it.
Well, now Everett died, so that's the husband, see.
Dr. Everett McDaniel of
Everett
Albany, Georgia.
McDaniel died this year. And so I was clearing that for you. I think that's all I had to do. Oh, wait a minute now. Nancy Dozier, my daughter-in-law, has died since. I've had 4 deaths in my family in the last 15 months.
Can you give me the date of Nancy's death?
May 22nd.
Thank you.
She died May 27th. I was in the hospital at the same time.
Well, that's the date of y'all's birth, too. Edie had a birth in her family, it was 23rd.
I'm sorry, Nancy.
She was buried there.
She died May the 23rd.
The 23rd.
Mary McDaniel's name is Walsh.
Wait a minute now.
She died.
Her granddaughter, Lauren Elizabeth
Whose granddaughter?
Nancy,
Okay, Nancy's.
Lauren Elizabeth Holloway, was 1 year old,
May 3rd.
May 3rd.
Lawrence Elizabeth Dozier, not Hardaway. Say Hardaway.
It is
It
hard.
is Holloway. What's wrong with you, Bob?
Give me the granddaughter's full name. Nancy what?
No, Lauren, L-A-U-R-E, Lauren Elizabeth Holloway, Nancy's granddaughter, was 1 year old on May 30th.
She was born May 30th, 1988.
Yes.
Got it.
Nancy died on the 23rd. The baby was a year old on the 30th, And her 25th anniversary was on the 14th of June. They all fell right together.
Sarah May died May the 3rd, 1989. Okay.
Yeah, my granddaughter was killed before that other one. Yeah.
Any other deaths we haven't spoken of already?
Or any other birth?
What about births? I know each have.
Martha Catherine Carey.
KLC.
Carey. Oh. It's Catherine with a C.
C-A-R-E.
I'm sorry. I don't even know. She says it's with a K.
Catherine Jordan C.
Carrie is with a C.
Yes.
Catherine is with a
K.
K. All right.
Visit grandma. In the aunt, I'll go next.
Okay.
Well, then you need to show Tommy.
Okay. My husband is Tommy Goodyear, and our two children, if you haven't noticed, the two people hanging on my legs are the in the pink shorts. That's India Elizabeth Goodyear, and the little pink shorts, and that's Mary Heath Goodyear. Bill, you want to introduce your wife?
All right, Bill knows your wife Connie, and two boys, Jordan and David, right there in the white shirt.
Okay. Richard.
My father was Percy's brother, Marion Dozier. This is my mother, Eula.
And he's getting just like her.
And my wife Mary. We have four children, Molly, Leanne, Dick, and India, who are not here today.
And I wanted to bring him.
You told him you're going to take him to lunch in town. They still all waiting on you.
Merle, you want to go?
Well, that's Adele's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Adele,
Adele.
go ahead. You can introduce me and Harriet.
No, I'm Adele Dozier Adams, and I have one son, Logan Adams, and his wife Marion. They have two children, Heather, who is here today. They have a son, Ryan, who was fortunate enough to be in Europe.
And you are sister
Sister to Percy.
and Marion.
Okay, I'll go next.
I'm the daughter to Richard Howes Dozier, which is known as Dick, and Percy is my uncle. And my mother is and Aunt Beulah. And this is my mother Merle, and I have two daughters, Susan and Mindy. And then of course I've got two sisters, Laura and Judy, Laura Gant and Judy Wyatt.
Judy's walking.
Laura will not be here today. Her son's graduating from the University of Georgia, but Judy is on her way up the road right here, and she can introduce her family.
Yeah, introduce your family, with Daddy. My oldest daughter, Judy. Wow. And Ray.
Ray, April, and Richard, are they here? They're on the way.
And hold him up where they can see how cute he is.
Lally, that's Richard and April Morgan and Spencer Wyatt.
Who wants to go next?
Now that completes that.
That's going to take care of that.
Well, the first cousin should come. Connor, what about Paul?
Yeah.
So you can introduce your family. You start
Stand
the
up.
whole family. All your first cousin, you start this branch. See, that's